Well, hello tubers. As you can tell, I'm back in civilization, driving my car, and it feels good. I'm just running around to do some errands, but I figured I would share something with you guys that many of you might find interesting. I was just on YouTube 20 minutes ago, and I noticed SimplyRVing had posted a 30-minute expose on Bob Wells, the RTR, and his whole nonprofit organization. And she posed a lot of very interesting questions that many of us have had, obviously, for quite a while now. And she intercut her little investigation into video where Bob talks about transparency and accountability, which I think we all can agree is very important when you're running a nonprofit organization. Hey Sammy, are you upset about Bob Wells? She hasn't had a car ride other than in the RV in a while, so she's a little excited. Anyway, getting back to transparency and accountability. So Bob, he espouses these values, which of course are important, but yet doesn't do a follow-through with his words. There's a large disconnect between what he preaches and the reality of how he's running his organization. And what I mean specifically about that is try to find a disclosed tax return on his website. You can't find it. Now, there is a legal requirement that he must give that up to anybody who requests it. So I think I'm the cat to request that. Now, tax season's coming in April, so obviously it would be wise for me to request this after they file for the previous year. And I'm going to do that and see if they comply by their regulatory rules by disclosing within a certain amount of period of time after I make a formal request. So that'll be very interesting, because while SimplyRV Life, her video is very good and you got to check it out, I'm more of a meat and potatoes person where I need to see the details. I want to see the tax returns. I want to know who the board members are, because we don't know who all the board members are. We don't know where the money's going. And I feel bad that SimplyRV, she's going to get a lot of pushback from the Bobites, the Bobanites, the Bob cronies, because Bob has, as we all know, he's started to act like a religious cult of some sort. He doesn't tolerate dissent. And there's pushback from his followers if you question, because you should not question. That's always a red flag for me with any organization, because we can go through the list of all the cults that are in North America, your favorite and mine, and all of these cults hide behind religion and don't allow you to question. So I think you should question. And questioning is not a bad thing. If it's like a forensic audit. If Bob can withstand a forensic audit and there's no problems, what's the big deal? Everything's fine. No harm, no foul. Now, I want to be perfectly clear, and I want you to understand this, because a lot of people don't know this about nonprofits. Bob or I or any of you watching right now could start a nonprofit organization or society, and you could blow 90% of the money that comes in on a nice wage for yourself and for expenses, including travel expenses and any other expenses. And you can do that year after year, and it's perfectly legal. 100% legal. There are thousands of people who make a living off of charity. Big livings, actually. So there's millionaires made off of nonprofits and religious organizations too, by the way. Hint, hint, Benny Hinn. So I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying, because Bob could blow a lot of money on a wage if he decided to do so, and perfectly legal. I don't want anybody to think that I'm accusing him of doing anything illegal, because I'm not. But I want to see the tax returns. I want to see where the money's going. I want to see the ethics of it all. Because let's face it, there's a lot of things we can do that are legal in life that might not be ethical. And that's my concern, especially if you're sending hard-earned money to apparently put people in vans to live in. You want to know where that money's going. And you want to know who that is going to. The people that have been helped, we don't know where this money's all going. That's the strange thing. Especially when Bob mentions transparency and accountability. And of course he does a little bit of the hands-off thing, like, oh, don't blame me, we got the board. Talk to the board. Don't ask me for money now, talk to the board. Well, who is the board? You need to know who the board of directors on your nonprofit is. And apparently there's some guy at a strip mall that's on the board in Pahrump, Nevada. Who is this guy? Is he your lawyer? What's the deal? Just so many questions, very little answers. You know, Bob's quick on doing a video on how somebody's living in a Tesla. But he could pull a video where I don't know why Bob can't put a video out where he talks for a half hour about all the numbers. Let's go through the tax return, where he just says, okay, we're looking at line 130. Here's our expenses for this. This is how much my salary was. There's a big disconnect, and it's strange that he's putting up these barriers for the information when he can just post it on his damn website. And you don't have to go through the rigmarole of having to request. And I'm going to be very, very concerned if I make a formal request for his tax return for his nonprofit and they don't send it to me, because that would be a violation of compliance law for under the tax code. So I don't know. So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. But go out and check out SimplyRV Life's channel, and she did a remarkable job. And let's hope she doesn't get too much hate from the Bobites, the Bobinites, the bobbleheads. We got to come up with a good name for the followers of the Bob. Protect the Bob. Circle the Bob. Oh, and the one thing that really kind of blew my mind is how he mentioned that all the Patreon money for cheap RV living will eventually be tax deductible, but it's not. He's co-mingling money sources, because you can't kind of put your hand out and say, give me money into a kitty that I actually control for my own personal income, and at some point some of it will be tax deductible. Who knows when, who knows how much, who knows. You can't co-mingle the funds like that. It's just wrong. And it implies that you're giving money to a charitable cause, which you're actually not. Because if you know, as far as I'm aware right now, every dollar that goes into Cheap RV Living's Patreon is Bob's money. And not to be confused with the HOWA, the Homes on Wheel Alliance Patreon. Apparently all that money is going to their charity, which it should. So a little clarification there. I don't know. You guys put your comments down below. Watch your video, and I'll get back to you in several months after I do my own little investigation, and it should be very interesting. In the meantime, folks, beautiful sunny day here in southern British Columbia. Stay safe, keep your wisdom ground. I'll talk to you soon. Over and out. So I'm just about to ship off a package to Kiwi Van Man down to New Zealand. I got some uniquely Canadian products that I'm shipping off to him. It's a little bit heavy. Managed to get it into a small package to save a little on the shipping, but I'm going to head to the post office now and ship this off to him. Maybe he'll do a little unpackaging once he receives this. If you haven't checked out Kiwi Van Man, go check out his channel on YouTube.